Hi friends, this is attorney Marina Shepelsky, the founder of immigration law firm Shepelsky Law Group, and today I want to discuss abuse. Abuse in the context of VAWA, or removal of condition. What kinds of abuse situations will help you? You know, it's sad that you're in them, but they will help you win your VAWA abuse marriage case and get a green card. Believe me, they're very varied, they're diverse, and they're not just physical. Abuse is beyond physical hitting, slapping, shoving, or punching, right? What does it look like? I'm telling you from a perspective of an attorney, and I practice in the areas of immigration law, but also in divorce. So in some states like New York and New Jersey, abuse can be used as a ground, as the reason for divorce. And in our immigration cases, we often file for our clients for divorce based on abuse, right? Especially in New York and New Jersey. In other states, we usually help them get a local attorney in that state to file if that state allows it. But other states do not allow abuse divorces. All of their divorces are no fault, like nobody's at fault. And those are states like California where you cannot file for divorce, but you certainly can do your VAWA, your abuse case, based on different types of abuse situations that I'm about to tell you more about. Ladies and gentlemen, if your husband ever lays a hand on you, if they hit you or punch you or shove you hard, run away. If they force you to have the kinds of sexual intercourse, sexual stuff that you don't like, that you don't feel comfortable with, when you don't feel like having it, when they force you even when you don't feel like you're ready or prepared or want to have it at that moment, run away. This marriage is no good. You need to leave that marriage. You need to get yourself to safety, period. There's no excuses. I don't want to hear anything from you guys, okay? If you're being physically abused and other things that I'm about to mention, if you're being sexually abused, you need to leave first and foremost. Then we can talk about filing for your green card and the rest. I want you to be safe. Safety first. But what other types of abuse do exist in marriages that help people, when they talk about this, win their VAWA cases? First of all, there's economic abuse. From our practice, I had somebody who had a husband who was a mortgage broker. He knew the system very well. As soon as she's got her work permit, when he filed a regular case for her, a marriage case, as soon as she got her social, he used her social to get mortgages, faked her signature, bought a couple of properties in her name, began collecting rents, never paid the mortgage or taxes, and she ended up with having foreclosures, like 2 properties in another state in her name. She only found out later, years later, when she ran a credit report. So that is one type of financial abuse in this situation. It's credit history abuse or credit abuse. I've seen husbands open credit cards in wives' names, wipe out the credit cards. In other words, they use the credit card to buy shopping sprees of luxury designer goods for themselves or a car, as much credit as the wife can get since she's a new immigrant. It's not much, but they use several credit cards and leave all those balances for the wife to take care of later. She doesn't even find out about it. What they do is they get the bills sent to a different address. It's another example of economic abuse. When you open a joint credit card and your wife wipes it out, takes everything out of it without asking you, that's abuse. When they control your every move, you can't even use your credit or debit card, or they take your debit card away from you. When you have to get their permission to buy a pack of cigarettes or lipstick, that's economic abuse, that's financial abuse. Sexual abuse is when they force you to do things you don't feel comfortable doing, or doing it with other people. We had a case where the guy was basically like a pimp for his wife. He forced her into forced prostitution. He forced her to have sex with other people when he watched and charged money and never gave her any of this money. When they forced you to have things that you're not comfortable with them, like maybe anal sex or oral or something else that makes you uncomfortable. If they force you to use toys and you hate those toys, the sex toys, you shouldn't have to be forced to do anything against your will. If you like it, great, wonderful, no judgment. But if you don't like it, Okay, if they force you, if they blackmail you into doing sex stuff that you don't want to do, say no and leave that marriage. That's sexual abuse. If they beat you up if you refuse to have sex with them, if they get mad at you and don't talk to you or give you money to buy food for not wanting to have sex with them or being upset with them or cheating on them. I had one client whose husband gave her several STDs, sexual transmitted diseases, and then he tried to convince her it's her fault because she's frigid and she doesn't want to have sex with him, so he's forced to go out there and have sex with strippers and prostitutes. I mean, the things that we see in our practice are insane, but that is all sexual abuse. Verbal abuse is when they call you names, they call you bad things, they curse you out, they say you're no good, you're a lowlife, you're a scumbag, you're a piece of whatever, you are nothing, you're a zero, you're an illegal, dirty immigrant, I will get you deported. Things like that, that's verbal abuse. Emotional abuse, when they don't value your emotions or feelings. When you say I'm upset and they don't care. When you don't feel well and they invite people over. When they want to go out and spend money when you hardly have $20 to your name. That is all emotional abuse. When they manipulate your emotions, when they're constantly blackmailing you, calling you names. If you don't do this for me, I won't go to your interview. If you don't look happy and go with me to this work party, I won't go to your interview with you. That is emotional and verbal abuse, both. But emotional is when they make you feel like you have to walk in eggshells around them. That's emotional abuse. Academic abuse is also a type of abuse. Like if you want to go to school, you want to do something better with yourself in the United States, you want to get a better job, a career, and for that you need to go to school, and they won't let you. Like if your husband doesn't let you go to college, go to school, or get a job, right? That's abuse, that's control, that is not normal. In a normal situation, in a normal family, a spouse wants to encourage the other spouse to do better for themselves, to have a great career, to go to school. If your spouse is preventing you from enrolling in school, from going to school, from going to work, that's abuse, and that's academic abuse. Psychological abuse, it's very much like emotional abuse, but deeper. For example, they play tricks on you, they manipulate you. It's, always say that they were right, you didn't understand, you were wrong, you don't remember correctly, you don't, like you're stupid. That's psychological abuse. They tell you how you should feel about yourself. Their brainwashing of you is how you should feel about yourself. If they're constantly reminding you of every bad thing that you have, making you feel like your family hates you or your friends don't want to talk to you, that is deep psychological abuse. Be careful, that can leave trauma for years and decades, even worse than sometimes physical, okay? Finally, the use of technology. This is a modern one. Nowadays, everybody uses social media. If they're stalking you on all your social media, if they're telling you what to write, what not to write, what to post, it is not okay for your partner to have your password to your phone, password to your Facebook, Instagram, whatever, to always be checking on you, to check your messages. People who are in a marriage are still entitled and allowed to have privacy and space. If you don't have space in your marriage, if you don't have privacy, that is technological abuse, and they're abusing you through use of technology. So have you experienced any one of these? Because, write me a comment if you have, because I have. I was married before and I experienced emotional, verbal abuse, psychological abuse. He was constantly telling me that I'm stupid, I'm nothing without him, my family are low lives, terrible things about myself. And I started to feel bad and overeating as a way to fix it and gaining weight and just feeling terrible about myself for no reason. There was no reason for it, okay? He just wanted to keep me down. If you've been through this, write me a comment, let me know. If you watch the Amber Heard trial, right? Johnny Depp, he sued his ex-wife Amber Heard for doing most of these abuse types on him. And he won in court. He proved to a jury and the judge through evidence, through testimony, through facts, going through a court proceeding that she falsely accused him of abuse, but in reality, it was her, the lady, the woman here, who abused him and did things to him that she accused him of doing. And I see this in my practice a lot, especially when I represent men. The wife, the US citizen wife, will say, oh, I'm going to say you hit me, I'm going to scratch my face, I'm going to say you scratched me, you hit me, you pushed me, you will go to jail, you will get deported. So that type of reflection is also a type of abuse. When they say, I'm going to accuse you of doing to me what I just did to you. And it's ironic and it's terrible, but it happens even with famous and rich people and celebrities. So if you're going through any of these situations, it doesn't matter if you came here with a visa or not. It could be that you have an old deportation. We can help you legalize. All of this you should talk to a psychologist about. If you don't have one, we can find somebody in your area according to your gender and specific issues. We also can send you to an expert psychologist to evaluate you. And we can write your story, help you edit your story in a way that's going to make it very clear of all the things that you went through and that they do qualify you for abuse and to win your VAWA green card. So give us a call today. We have a great team. We win practically all the VAWA cases, but it's a lot of work, and VAWA does take 3 years from the beginning to end. So call us to begin this process right now. See you later, and thank you for watching.